San Diego will be a test market for Uber's drone delivery service. The company announced this week that tests will begin this summer. San Diego is one of 10 cities granted FAA approval for these drone deliveries. We're joined now by George Belch from SDSU's Fowler College of Business for this week's Friday Business Report. Welcome.
Thank you.
So what do we know about this drone technology?
Well, this is a part of the long-term plans of Uber, basically. I think when we think about Uber, we think of them as primarily competing in the ride-sharing taxi industry, but really they're in the mobility industry, and they have a long-term vision of transporting things, transporting people, even really having an air taxi service, which is on their plans in the next 5 years or so. Uber is going to partner with McDonald's initially. They're going to be delivering McDonald's products, not directly to your home, but rather to safe landing zones in your area, or possibly to a Uber vehicle that will have a special QR code logged in, and then the courier or the Uber driver will make the final delivery actually to your home. But I think you have to look at this as a long-term play, really. I think Uber envisions a future where this is going to become a big business. There may be commercial kitchens where you will have a number of companies, not just the McDonald's, but other restaurants cooking food for delivery. The Uber drones will be, and others perhaps, will be lined up. They'll go there, they'll get the food, and then they will deliver it.
So the future is now in San Diego this summer. So moving on to some good news for San Diego State University and possibly all of Canada. Former SDSU Aztec Kawhi Leonard is now an NBA champion after winning the finals with his team, the Toronto Raptors. But he's also making headlines for another reason, because he's suing Nike. What can you tell us about this lawsuit?
First of all, congratulations to Kawhi Leonard, not only leading to the Raptors to the NBA championship, but for the second time being the MVP of the NBA Finals. He's the only player that's done it with, one of three that's done it with different teams. So clearly great for him. But Kawhi has another issue going on here. He created a personal brand logo back in 2011. He was dabbling in graphic design, and he wanted to create one. One of his trademarks is his very big hand, so he kind of created two handprints with his number in between. And he, in the lawsuit, is arguing that in 2017, he was under contract to Nike at the time, and Nike went out and trademarked it. And according to him, they did it without his permission. Recently, Kawhi left Nike as an endorser. He's moved on to New Balance. He wanted to take his personal brand identity with him, and Nike basically has said, no, we own it. What we're seeing here is a trend. A lot of athletes are creating their own brand identity. When we think of athletes as brands, we often associate them with a Nike, with an Under Armour, or a New Balance. But now what they're trying to do is create their own identity. They have in a sense, a short window of opportunity to capitalize on their brand identity. Let's say they get hurt. We had two players hurt this week in the NBA Finals. Your career could be over, but they want to be a brand moving forward. And Kawhi Leonard wants to use his trademark, his logo on shoes and apparel, hats and everything after he's done playing basketball.
So a lot riding on this logo. Now moving on finally to another story which involves a major merger in the defense industry. Can you tell me how might this merger impact defense companies with ties to San Diego?
Well, we have another big mega merger going on here with United Technologies and Raytheon. Raytheon they're based in Massachusetts, but they do have a lot of operations here in San Diego. There's several things that could happen from a San Diego perspective. One is you're going to get a almost $80 billion company with an $8 billion R&D budget and employing 60 or 70,000 engineers. But there's also the issue, when you have mergers and acquisitions, sometimes you look for cost savings. And the question here is, what overlap might there be? A lot of the analysts don't really feel there's that much overlap. You're going to have a big conglomerate. You're going to have Tomahawk missiles, and you're going to have Pratt Whitney engines, and you're going to have artificial intelligence products, hypersonic missiles, and aviation products, all coming from Raytheon. The question really is, how do they consolidate the two companies? That's what's going to probably have the most impact on San Diego.
So we'll keep monitoring that story there, and that wraps up our Friday Business Report. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.